Hello everyone. Today we're going to get into terastallization and terastallized Pokemon in general. Um, this is something I've kind of prefaced a little bit in some of the past videos, but today we're going to talk a little bit about it. You see the title. I think you know what it is and what it's about to be. So in this battle here, I'm going to kind of explain why I like terastallization so much. Got my Tyranitar, of course my shiny Tyranitar. I'm in a double battle, and we know how dark types are weak to fairy. So right off the bat, I'm able to terastallize. I'm able to just neutralize fairy types being super effective against my team anymore. And honestly, I think this is a very practical sense of it, of why it's very cool, at least in the VGC, right? Um, I guess the main VGC. I don't know if Pocket and DCG Online would be considered VGC. I guess not, but yeah, that's what we have right here. And also with Greninja and just rock typing in general is kind of rough if you're trying to get through a battle. So I just love how I'm able to change his typing, kind of, move around it a little bit. Granted, I could have gone with a different one, but for my team, I was able to get a ground typing that works pretty well for me. I didn't want to make it another type with a bunch of. Well, I mean, I guess it's still comparatively similar, but it's not the rock typing. So I think this is a very good intro to me talking about, terastallization. So now we'll get into some of them in the TCG Live. Excuse me, I kind of lost my voice. I was at a hockey game with some of my best friends over the weekend, and let's just say I was excited for the game. So here I'm showing Pokemon cards that I really like to play with on TCG Online, both the Spathra and Serena EX, and they're both terastallized cards. They have, quote, as people say, the stupid hats. We hate the stupid hats. Guess what? Their typings are very good in the game, and I love pairing these two together. As you can see, we have a great ability with a Spathra where if I'm going up against the basic Pokemon, their attack cost is going to be one more, essentially giving them a barrier to attack. And then I have Serena EX, which gets to do funky things like it's Trop Soul. I'm sorry, not Trop Soul. I just combined the the last word on the. I'm kind of silly for that. That's Trop Kick, but I can essentially knock their HP down to 30 for 1 energy, which is just completely busted. And we're going to talk a little bit about Terapagos, because Terapagos is the Pokemon that is essentially behind this whole phenomena. If you haven't played the DLC, you might want to click off now, or if you're ever going to play it and you haven't gotten a chance to. But for everyone that did, we know how this Pokemon can essentially change its typing to the stellar terastallization. And in a way, it's essentially being able to change your type to any type you want to be. Arceus had to carry specific plates and whatnot. Terapagos doesn't have to do that at all. It's just able to. And it had just like a really beautiful moment in the game, which I appreciated the heck out of. And this goes into more of the lore about terastallization and why I think it's a very, very cool characteristic of our current generation. Here we're going to throw it back a little bit. We have favorite card, my the Tritini from Delta Species. Yes, I said my favorite card. It's this one. Kind of funny how it's not even like a rare or anything. That wouldn't be the case for fake fans. Anyway, throwing just a little jab there. But anyway, we have both electric types. We've got Dratini and we've got Mewtwo EX from the current generation, Wind, Scarlet, and Violet. And generally, these two are not this typing. The Dratini is from the set where it all began. First set where we ever had typings that were just, different from what you normally see. We know Dratini's a dragon. It's not an electric type. And electric Mewtwo's pretty cool to me. And I was going to say pretty fire. That's kind of funny because the first Mewtwo, it's a different typing, was the one in Delta Species, the fire Mewtwo. So I thought it would be pretty cool to have these two side to side, kind of compare them a bit. And I think it's really cool as well to be able to compare kind of like the artwork, because things have changed a bit. Even like the energy on the card looks a little bit different. I mean, granted, you've got Dratini literally using lightning energy, and then Mewtwo is just rocking the psychic. I guess that's one thing that's changed. The Pokemon, they have to use the energy that they originally have. So let's get into some other things here. I really think that Terastallization is just an amazing gimmick. I think it's really cool. I love that I was able to finally put this comparison in a video for you guys, comparing, Delta Species and Terastallized, because, like I said, if you're playing the video game, it has that aspect of you being able to drop typings that are just really going to get your behind kicked in certain situations. Thankfully, I think they already assumed that I was going to Terastallize, so they didn't really bust out a fairy move. And the person I was battling against actually had a really interesting strategy. They were kind of running a team with Round with two of the Pokemon. I don't know if it was like an interesting idea or something they just like doing, but essentially, as you saw in the video, I was kind of getting attacked by the move Round with both Pokemon. And that's something I haven't personally seen before. It's pretty cool. I love when people, bust out cool strategies. I was around during the last rotation, I guess you could say, of the online battling, where all you really saw was Calyrex. That was absolutely insane. Love that Pokemon, by the way. So good. I remember getting in the DLC in Sword and Shield. In my case, in Shield. But yeah, just really happy I was able to make those comparisons. And I guess I'll talk a little bit about some future ideas I have for the channel. I'm going to kind of start a new series. I know lately I've kind of just been, I guess, like picking on the silly things people say when they really don't know what they're talking about in this hobby at all, including people saying the stupid hats and whatnot. Actually, wait, let me finish one more point. I was kind of comparing all of, wrapping it up. So we do have the video game, which I talked a little bit about. And the card game, it's really cool because you can essentially run rainbow decks, which is something I just really like doing in the TCG, especially online. It's just my forte. It's what I like to do. What I mean by that, for people that don't play TCG, it means so you know how in Pocket you have like an energy meter if you've ever played Pocket. In the TCG, you don't have an energy meter. You literally run energy cards, and you can only have a certain amount of them in a deck. So with that said, decks are usually 60 cards. So if you're, let's say you're running like let's say you want to have 10. Let's just use 10. Everyone knows the number 10. You want to use 10 energies in your deck. And then you do it with different typings. It makes it more challenging because you have to think about the type of Pokemon you want to run. You have to think about the lines that you want to run. Like, do you want to run 2 of the Pokemon? 4 of them even? So, I don't know, it's just the way I approach it. But with the Terastallization, I feel like it makes more sense for me to try that as opposed to before, because, it's just, with the cards we have out now, they kind of cater towards Terastallized Pokemon. You could even think of things like Terapagos's deck, which you want to fill up your bench, but it's I believe its second attack has something that helps protect it from Pokemon that don't have a certain feature in them. So things like this I just absolutely love about this generation. I'm really gonna miss Scarlet and Violet when everything rotates out, when the next games come out, the next flagship games. I'm gonna miss it. This is like the generation I've been waiting for a really long time, and hence why this channel's here. It's gonna be really special to me. But yeah, I think I talked about all 3 aspects for the most part. So I guess here I'll talk a little bit about the Pocket app, TCG Pocket. Here there's an event going on, a battle event, and I think you essentially just try to complete as many battles as you can. I don't know if it's like ranking or something like that. That's what it kind of seemed like when I was all I did was open the game, and I didn't really like read into this or anything, but from what I was quickly reading, it looks like you're trying to get like a certain amount of wins here. And I was a bit scared, I'm not gonna lie, because we start off with Farfetch'd. I felt like I was kind of behind on what I needed in terms of energy and whatnot, but thankfully, I think I kind of faked them out a little bit because I started adding energy to Mincino, and then I followed that up. I had my Nidoran Mill, and I started getting energy on that guy. And then I was able to, really work on getting the Nidoking into play. And I don't know what was going on their end. I think they were trying to, maybe they were trying to, hoping that they could get Dragonite running, because Dragonite really is a very, very strong Pokemon, honestly, in TCG Pocket. I've lost to it so many times, so even though, they had the Articuno out, I don't think that was their main engine that they were going for. They kind of did get unlucky with the energy acceleration anyway. With Dragonite's attack, you need, I think, 3 different types of energy to get that off. But when you do, oh my gosh, the thing just like destroys everything. They ended up conceding, so I got the W in my first ever, I'm not going to call it tournament, it's an event in this game, but it's pretty cool. So that's why you see me here, I guess, like, taking my time a little bit. You might be thinking, like, okay, cool, like, if you've played this before, why are you taking so long to click through the stuff? That's why. But yeah, I want to say thank you again to everyone that's taking even a second out of your day. So someone commented on one of my videos, and it just means a lot that, people are actually enjoying what I'm putting out. So I'm going to keep going, and new things coming in the future. So see you guys soon. Everyone have a great day.